Hello everyone, welcome to the demonstration video of Task3.2P, which is full web API implementation. In this task, we have to divide our existing web API prototype into the MVC architecture such that we have controllers in it, because MVC stands for Model View Controller. So basically we have created 4 files which includes robotcommand.cs, map.cs, and robot controller and map controller. We'll be discussing these 4 files in this video as well. So let us start from robotcommand.cs. So robotcommand.cs, firstly, we have an interface named iRobotCommand interface. Interfaces are like contracts that define a set of properties or methods that have a class implementing the interface must provide. This interface has several properties, as you can see: ID of type integer, which has a getter, name of type string, which have getter setter as well, is move command, which is of type boolean, which have getter setter as well, date time, and modified get with getters, and description with get and set. Description of type string, which is nullable and has both. Now moving on the class robotcommand. This class implements the iRobot command interface, which we just discussed above. It has the same properties as the interface, but they are differently implemented over here. So the ID, created date, and modified date and properties only have getters. They are set through constructor when a new robot command or object is created. The name and description properties have all. So additionally, this class as a constructor, as you can see, that takes parameter to initialize its property. It takes ID, name, is move command, created date, modified date, and description. The description parameter is optional and defaults to null if not provided. In summary, this code defines. So overall, this code defines an interface with certain properties and a class that implements its interface while providing concrete implementation for its properties, and a constructor initialization, as we discussed in the end. So now let us discuss robot command controller. It is a C# controller for our MVC application. So in this we have class named robot, and in the starting you can see we are using Microsoft ASP.NET MVC. And as I mentioned earlier, MVC is our web API model. So the robot command controller handles HTTP requests for managing robot commands using ASP.NET Core. The class is marked with attributes such as API controller and root API / robot commands, which define it as a controller and set the base root for its actions respectively. So inside the class is a static list underscore commands initialized with instances of robot command. These instances represent predefined robot commands. The class also has a constructor method that takes iLogger for iLogger instance for logging purposes. Now let's explore the HTTP request methods, which starts from here. As you can see, this is HTTP GET. So get all robot commands method responds to GET request to fetch all robot commands. It returns a response containing all commands. the get move command only method responds to get requests for move commands. It filters underscore commands list to include only move commands using link and returns the filtered result. Next is robot command by ID method responds to the get request for a specific command by its ID. It retrieves the command from the list and returns it in the response. The add robot command method handles post request to add a new command. It checks for duplicate names, adds the new command to the list, and returns a 201 created response with the newly added command. Now next is update robot command. It handles put request to update an existing command. It checks for validity, updates the command if it exists, and returns with the OK, as we can see. Finally, the delete robot command method handles delete request to remove a command by its ID. It removes the command from the list and returns an OK response as well. So this class serves as an RESTful API controller for managing robot commands, providing endpoints for CRUD operations. CRUD operations are create, read, update, and delete operations, which are basic for our robot commands. Next up, we will discuss map.cs. So map.cs have similar structure and similar definitions like robot command.cs, but it is for map now. So the interface IMAP along with two related classes, coordinate and map. These components ensure that they provide certain properties or methods. So these have a similar get set like robot command.cs. Next we have the coordinate class. This class represents a coordinate on the map with x and y properties indicating positions. The map class implements the IMAP interface just like robot command, and it have similar things like this, and I have a constructor of map class that takes similar parameters, and inside the constructor the size property is initialized with a new coordinate instance representing the dimensions of the map, while the other properties are set with the provided values. So these components provide a structure for representing maps in our web API, with interfaces ensuring consistency and classes implementing concrete functionality. Now let us discuss its map controller. So map controller have the using ASP.NET.MVC as well. So in this, it also handles HTTP requests for managing map using ASP.NET Core. This class is marked with attributes such as API controller and route API/map, similar to robot commands controller, which designate as a controller and set the base route for external actions respectively. Inside the class, there is a static list underscore map initialized with instances of map. These instances represent predefined maps, as you can see, and these are the ID and these are the coordinates. So the class, this have iLogger as well, but it's for map controller. And then we have similar HTTP request handling like get all maps. Then there is a get square maps method responds to get request to fetch maps with equal dimensions in both x and y axis. It filters underscore map list to include only square maps using link and return the filter result. Then there is similar map by ID like get robot command by ID. Then there's add map like add robot command. This handles post request to add a new map, it checks for duplicate names and adds the new map to the list. So additionally, there is a check coordinate in this one. Let me just show you. See, this is check coordinate. So this method responds to GET request to check if a given coordinate lies within the boundaries of a specified map or not. So this class serves as a RESTful API controller as well for managing maps and providing endpoints for CRUD operations and coordinate validation as well. So this was it for code explanations. Now, if we want to see a full web API implementation in action, we have to run this code. After building, as you can see, we can view the site by clicking Control-click, but I will show this in Postman. So let us switch to Postman now. So as you can see, this is our connection for Task3.2P, which was connected to the backend. As you can see, this is our connection, and here we have this. So if I run this connection, it is running right now. It runs all the commands which are written over here, which was get robot commands, get commands move, get robot commands ID, post robot command, put robot command ID, delete robot command ID, and etc. So while it is running, as you can see, it is asking us for run order, and this is our order for all the commands. Now if I run all of these, we can see all the commands have been run successfully. Now, if we want to create a Postman request, if you are thinking what it is, the API host is localhost, which we have defined in environments. I have created a separate environment for this. Our API host is localhost, our port number is 5002, and our prefix is API. I have used prefix variable in Task 2.2 only because I have created a full web API which have to be done in Task 3.2. So moving back, this is the get robot commands. When I run this, you can see the body that it have run successful and it have done this. All the commands which we will see in browser, and this is the move command. If I run this and get this, like its direction right now is this. Then next one is ID. Right now the ID is 1, so the 1 will come. Actually, I have deleted ID number 1 command. That's why it is showing not found right now. If I run ID 2, it will run successfully, as you can see. Moving on, this is the post command. It is posting this, which is written in the body. It's conflicting because I have written this once before, so it is writing the same now. That's why it's resulting in conflict. So next, if I want to run it successfully, I can run it by changing the body to life. Then you can just type in about it, and adjust it this tuning. Now if I run this won't conflict now. moving on. This is the put command. Just showing error in this one because I have deleted the first command as I was here. And when I run the second one, it runs successful. Next is delete. As you can see, I have already deleted this. So that's why it's saying now that I'm not found. Same is for next one as well. I have deleted this. And next is get maps. I run this. It runs successfully.
Pushed. 875.
Next one is this. It is available on ID 1 and 1 is true as it is available on the map. Next is put maps. And as you can see, this is working action. So thank you. This was it for the Task 2.2 dev. Thank you for listening.